All right, so Sean's not at the road on this at this time due to his injury. Was this why Hunter and China were now put with you guys? And are there conversations between all of you of what this could be like if you guys were officially members?
Well, so I don't remember if it was right before Sean's injury, but they had called us aside and said, "Hey, man, what do you think about this?" And we were like, "Yeah, well, whatever. We'll let you know." And then, like, we ran around the corner and did front handsprings. But it was like they came to us, and so we were like, we had an
I gotta
inkling that
cut
we.
you off
I'm
because
sorry.
you didn't do a front handspring.
No, 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 you're right. I didn't. I did. It was a round off.
Yes, yes. All right, sorry.
It was a round off, and I stuck the landing. Um, Crap, I forgot what
I
we were
know,
saying.
I just doing it's you were so excited. You were playing it cool to their faces
Yes, yes,
and so
and
excited.
so we had an inkling that we were gonna be with them, we just didn't really know what. Not long after that, we heard, "Okay, Sean's out for a while." That's when things really sped up, you know what I mean? That's when it was like, "Okay, here we go. We bring X-Pac in, we do the," you know what I mean? "Let's do the whole deal." And so it was off and running, man. There was an uptick in pay, there was an uptick in, seat on the
Yep.
airplane, there was an uptick in, the quality of weed I was buying. Anyway,
All right, so Raw is War, February 2nd, 1998, and it's legendary. Cactus Jack versus Chainsaw Charlie takes on each other, even though they're a tag team. And these two crazy bastards who like fighting each other just take it to each other until Cactus puts Charlie into a dumpster, climbs the Titantron, which we just saw, drops an elbow on him, and out of nowhere, you and Billy come out, closing the dumpster. Here you come,
oh,
sneaking on
look,
out.
we saw
And
'em.
then there it
Yep, we
is.
close the dumpster, we tie them shut. Another interesting story, I'll tell you in a minute about this dumpster. We tied them shut in there if you're not, if you're just listening, and then we are going to set sail and see if this thing will fly.
Yeah, sending them on a journey, moving it right here, rolling them. Here it goes. Oh, you're taking a
This is a
running start.
journey into sound. Where are we gonna push them? 'Em? Let's push
So I
them out.
think as an audience, are we thinking it's gonna come down the ramp,
Yeah,
obviously?
yeah, 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 for sure. We pointed down the ramp, like we were gonna roll it down the ramp and into the ring. Then we walk over to the side. Oh, there's what's over here. Well, let's look over here and see what's over here on this side. Oh, this side's perfect. There's some tables it can crush, that are set up there weirdly with some cords wrapped around.
And a random black,
Yeah,
table.
there's a random black table with a black
Here we go.
tablecloth. Okay, here we go. We're gonna push it off now. Oh, and it just kind of teeters over the side. No, there were human beings in there. My God, he's got a family. And they do have families. Interesting thing is, Mick was all upset about because they saw the peanuts or whatever, the packing peanuts in there.
Yeah.
Look, you still dove off a thing down into a dumpster, dude. Like and so, but to before they did this, guess who got in that thing and took that ride first?
Who you gonna tell me?
Vince McMahon.
Get out of
No
here.
way. No way. I'm not getting out of here. I mean, I am in my daughter's house in her daughter's playroom because my Wi-Fi sucks at my house, but I'm not getting out of here.
So
I'm not getting out of
you're
here.
telling me at rehearsals, Vince gets in and just takes the ride off the stage
Yes.
and then gets out and says, "Huh, not so bad." What
Yeah.
does he say? What
Yeah.
is
Hey, but that's dude, he's done that so many times. The zip line with Shawn Michaels, jumping off of stuff onto a crash pad. He's done that so many times to show I'm not asking you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. You can think what you want to about him, man, but he's a man's man and he's an interesting man. You know what I mean? Yeah, he took that before, but
so
that,
this is
that
being sold is huge. I mean, there's concern. You got the locker room clearing out. Sonny's shown crying. There's heels and baby faces together. Everyone's checking on Cactus and Charlie. I mean, this is a big moment on television at this point.
Yeah, and it was treated as such too. Like it literally shut the show down. You know what I mean? And there you see everybody out there, Sergeant Slaughter, the officials, or everybody. And so, and then you see Vince here in a minute, and we're talking to him like, "Look, we're just playing around, man. We didn't mean to hurt nobody."
Do you
Uh,
remember whose idea this was to come up with doing this type of big dumpster thing?
I do not, but for some reason, I want to say that Mick had something to do with it. You know what I mean? Pitching it or something. And I could be wrong about that. Um, but like what I remember most about this part right here was that everybody came out there and kind of surrounded us and then really started kind of like Bradshaw really reached over the pile and like smacked me in the head and like some people started kind of getting rough and it kind of made it like real in a like nobody was punching anybody in the face or pulling anybody's eyes out, but it was like, hey, there's some shoving and pushing and pie facing going on, and it made it even more legit. And I just remember how like wound up I was at the end of that. I wanted to fight, you know what I mean? Like coming out of a ninja movie.
And those are those moments that as an audience, you wanna feel w that moment right there was real. That and all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you wanna do that.
I showed up at a wrestling show and a real catastrophe happened. You know what I mean? A real disaster.
Yeah.
Um, and it the only thing, and we're gonna touch on this in a second because I perused the notes, but, but the only thing is at the end of this show, they came back. You know what I mean? Right? They rode like,
Right?
uh
They came back.
hospital gurney and stuff, and it was just like, "Oh," and I remember Mick and, Terry didn't really care, but Mick was like, "Oh, we it just throws it away," you know what I mean? We're just coming back, and it was but, it all works, man, it doesn't matter. We were probably the only ones felt that, you know?
At this point, you and Hunter and Sean are so tied together. Are you kinda surprised that they haven't pulled the trigger yet?
Yeah, but I think people knew where we were going, so we didn't have to rush. You know what I mean? A lot of the times you go like, "Oh, we're there." "Oh, okay. Well, then what do you do for the next 4 weeks of television? We have to get to a pay-per-view, or what do we do for the if it's 6 weeks and you got a couple weeks to play before you can get into that serious story, for the pay-per-view." So, we were just in that mode and having a good time doing it, but yeah, man, we were moving fast.
So it seemed like they wanted to pull the trigger because, I think it was on the 9th, where am I at? I just lost my spot of what I was thinking. On February 9th, they
There you go.
actually introduced yourself as the newest members of DX.
Yeah.
How come this didn't get followed up on? Do you know why it kind of fell apart?
I don't, and I think it all had to do with Sean's injury where, look, you have plans and you have, you know, uh, we make plans and God laughs. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. You book a thing and 9 times out of 10, like, oh, he got hurt. She broke her arm, whatever. You know what I mean? And stuff happens and you got to kind of work on the fly. And I'd also add that a lot of times it comes up better when you're in a crunch. It makes you a little more creative. You got to come up with chicken salad to make out of that chicken crap. And so when he got injured, I think everything kind of went into hyperdrive, you know?
At no